Welcome, race fans. This is the Last Lap Live. I sit up here. I was enjoying watching that video. I'm Brian Smith. This is Shelly. This guy. She's back in the seat tonight after a week with Farmer. So it's good to have you back.
Thanks. Good to be back.
What did you do last week where you couldn't come here and do the show?
Lindsay and I had a mom and daughter night planned before when we were still in the early stages of this. We had bought the tickets and we went and seen. No laughing. We went and seen the Michael Jackson. What was it, Lou? What was it called? Immortal. The Immortal tour at the Huntington Center. So we were rocking it out while you guys were here.
So out of punishment for not being here, you had to bring Lou, and she's running the board today. Stephen Pocock's not here, so if there's any technical difficulties, we have a rookie, and she probably won't say anything if we ask her any questions because she doesn't like to talk much. So.
Did you see her? That when I just looked at her, she was like,
"Yeah, I know. Her eyes got about this big."
Oh gosh, stop!
She'll do fine. I came in today and an hour or so ago and brought in the videos, the little videos that we're going to show, and I asked her if she was going to be able to handle this, and she said, "Yeah, no problem. It's just clicking a couple things." So we'll see how easy that is.
So far, that's all.
If you could see her face right now, you'd see that it's bright red. She's not even on camera. That's the funniest part. So we had the Boss non-wing sprints in this past weekend with the 305s and the trucks, and it was a really good show.
It was.
From what I understand, I didn't see the lead pack, but from what I understand, it was a really good race for the lead. And Cody
but you
Swanson,
were working your way up there.
I did. I tried as hard as I could to get up there.
It was fun to watch, and yes, I'm going to admit live on.
Wait a minute. Let's make sure that everybody hears
you were
this.
on the top this week.
I was on the top of the racetrack.
Last week your wife told me Brian was running the top. I said, Kim, he was rolling around the middle, but it can be the top. You were. I actually had Nate Dussel's little nephew in the infield with me for your feature. Last week he lost some die-cast cars, and I went on a mission to find some replacements for him because nobody came back with them. And about halfway through, I seen you exit out of 2, and you passed 3 cars going on the backstretch above them. And I looked at Cameron and I said, "Oh my gosh, Brian Smith's on the top," and he looked at me like I had 3 heads. He had no idea what I was talking about.
Nobody's ever heard anything like that before. We had 40 cars. Aaron Fry's deal, that Buckeye Outlaw Super Sprints, I think that was called.
Yeah.
He said they were going to have 40 cars, and we had 40 cars, and there were some good ones there.
Real good ones.
Thomas Meserol and is it Baseblue? Chad Baseblue. Cody Swanson was the winner. Scotty Stomp and Steer, Scotty Weary was there. So there's a lot of good guys. Tony Bieber was there, one of our guests tonight. And another good non-wing guy. They're champion from last year, actually.
You know who I was impressed with? Tyler Gunn. He wheeled around there pretty good, and I didn't get to see the whole race, but
he ended up in the top 10.
yeah,
I passed him right
he may
at the
have
end.
missed his calling with no wing. He gets around there pretty good like that.
Yeah, he did a good job. They did double duty.
Yeah.
Him and Roger Shamo, and I think there was one more. One of the Moores. I think Mike Moore. He did. I think he did double duty too.
Was that Roger's first time out this year? I haven't seen.
Yeah, Roger's first time out. Yeah, it's funny that he came out and they weren't ready to come to the racetrack, and they came anyway. And then they were going to do double duty of all things opening night. I came up to him for the transfer spot in the heat race to make the show, and I didn't have the heart to put him in the fence on the first night to try and make the feature, and he ended up beating me by about a foot and made the show, but it worked out.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him out, and I was surprised that he did double duty.
Yeah.
Coming out, he hasn't been doing much racing.
That's right. Nobody ever turns their phone off. Farmer did the same thing last week. They had the vintage cars there that night. Bunch of vintage cars. They had a really neat, was it a 37 Ford or something that been in storage for like 50 years and used to run at Butler, Michigan back in the early 50s.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It was parked behind the grandstands. You walked behind the
Well,
grandstands.
I got there late. Lindsay graduated on Saturday, so I was Miss Kimbobbled. Graduation didn't start till 2, and gates open at 4, and I wasn't there when gates opened, so
Right.
Most of the night's a blur to me because then you run around.
It was funny because I heard a bunch of people say, "Shelly's not here yet," and then I'd be over here, "Shelly's not here yet," and then I'd be over here, "Shelly's not here yet." My daughter Carrie Ann didn't have change for the T-shirt area there, and it was like, "Shelly's not here yet."
She did, but I think the wires got crossed. It was laying on top of the microwave in the kitchen, and they told her to go get it from Kelly, but it was there the whole time because when I walked in, I was able to grab it. But
I found out like 2 hours later.
yeah, and you know what? I went through like a checklist in my head because there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and I thought I had everything. I went there early, like 6:45, 7 o'clock that morning, Saturday morning before I had to, get ready for graduation, and got everything around, went through the checklist, and I'm sitting in graduation, I get a text from Farmer, where's the keys to the pit booth? And I'm like, oh no. And I have the only key there to that. Luckily, evidently he's broken into some places before or something, because he somehow was able to get in. But that was the one
Crowbar.
thing, one small stupid little thing that I missed, and it could have been not good.
It's funny, if you've ever been to the races, look for this lady right here. She's running around like a chicken with her head cut off. It's amazing how many things that you're involved in out there, and it all happens like when the gates open, then everything kind of starts, and then
Yep.
you're all over the place. Send about 300 or 400 texts out a night and get in about the same. And
I tried doing a radio. I thought if I had a radio, maybe it would be easier for me, but it's not, because then you hear all the other chitter chatter
Right.
from the infield and stuff. But Lindsay's usually there. She helps me. Your wife Kim's volunteered to step up. So a lot of times when the toilet paper is out in the women's bathroom or all that fun stuff that nobody notices.
a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Back to the vintage car deal. I wanted to say Jim Linder had his number 3 car out there with a wooden wing on it, and went out and was passing cars 3 wide on the gas, wide open into 3, running it in on the top, and it gave me goosebumps. I mean, we had a good night, and the most impressive thing all night for me was watching Jim Linder run that car into turn 3.
I missed it.
Yeah, we got some video. I got
that
some video
seems
at my
to be the
house, and I'll show you
favorite.
that.
That everybody likes that car. It's a
Yeah.
nice looking car.
Yeah, it's I from what I understand, he was apologizing to people because he just couldn't help it. He just had to do it. So
We know it in 4 weeks. 4 weeks from tomorrow, I believe, will be that Legends race. So maybe he was, in his mind,
practicing for that.
yeah, getting a little feel for what's going on. And I can't believe it's only 4 weeks out, but
Yeah, it's coming
we're
fast.
getting there. And they did do. I want to mention the missing man for George Miller. We buried George today, and I think Lindsay has some footage there. It was really, I guess if you can say, neat and funeral in the same word, in the same sentence, but they had George's race car there, and I don't know, can you push those?
There's some
through?
other pictures there. Does
Yeah.
that-
But when you turned across from Bieber's shop there, George was a avid International Harvester antique tractor guy, and look at Lou's first.
Yeah, this is that button. It's no big deal. You just push the
Click a
buttons.
button. But anyways, they had these tractors all lined up, and we did have some clips there of it.
You
but
can come back.
it was just I couldn't have thought of a better way to send him off. It had all these tractors lined up going down State Route 300, and the Hal Miller, smoke coming out of her ears over there. They had the Hal Miller trucking semis in it, and it was just a really neat deal. So, I wanted to mention that. A lot of race fans out and to pay respects to George.
I got one more thing I want to mention here in the opening. A young man came to the races a few weeks ago named Jason Klingler, who's got a brain tumor, and he.
A very young man, right?
Right, I
8
believe
or
he's 9 years old.
9?
Yeah, and got connected with me at the races there, and we got to sit with him. I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. But anyway, he had surgery yesterday to remove as much of the tumor as they could get, and I started at like 4 o'clock, and they got done working on him at midnight last night. So slept through the night, and they got the breathing tube out of him and stuff, and he's going to hopefully start to recover and see, what the tumor was all about and all that. But I want to make sure I said hi to him. We're going to try and get up and see him here Sunday if we can. But
They
just
got
want to mention that.
like 70% of it. They thought.
Got 70% of it,
Yeah.
yep, and we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We got to check it, see what it is, and all that
We're
sort
going
of
to be
stuff.
seeing him out playing kickball with us in a few months.
Let's hope so.
Yep.
Yep.
Or at least
Hope so.
being a part of it.
Right. So we always like to keep an eye on our young fans like that. So tonight on the show we've got Matt Foose, driver of the number 2, the Sword Racing number 2. Caleb Griffith, the winner from 2 weeks ago in the winged 410s. Driver of the Davis Brothers number 40 double D, I believe. And then Tony Bieber, who unfortunately we had to have on, but he's a non-wing guy, and it's he's
Had to
a
give him their
non-wing,
turn.
So he's a Bears fan. He's a Bears fan. I don't know why we're gonna have him on, but he'll be our
I'll
last
sit
guest.
between you guys.
Yeah, so if we end up rolling around on the floor fighting over football, then we'll just have him on last. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and this is gonna be we're gonna show you the if Luke pushes the right button, we're going to have the non-wing highlights from Saturday, and we're going to do a commercial, and we'll come back with Matt Fuchs.
Here we go. Tyler Gunn, his first ever non-wing race. He's going to lead the first lap. Tyler Gunn off the cushion in 1 and 2. Thomas Meserol now into the lead. Battle is for second. Chad Baseflug takes it over Mike Galilja. Here comes the 68 Tyler Gunn fighting back. Still side by side for the lead, Thomas Meserol, and now Cody Swanson gets involved. Side by side for the lead, Cody Swanson, Thomas Meserol. Cody Swanson out of turn 4.
Since I was born, I dreamed of being a Budweiser Clydesdale. Only problem is, I was born a donkey. So all my life, I practiced the Clydesdale walk and the Clydesdale pull. I even tried hair extensions on my lower legs. And then came my big interview. They looked me in the eye and said, "What makes you think you can be a Clydesdale, son?" And what was my answer? I must have said something right.
Welcome back to the Last Lap Live. I think the favorite part of this whole show for everybody is that commercial right there, that Budweiser
Love
commercial.
it.
Can you tell us why, Shelley? Why it's a favorite part, or did I put
Probably
you on the
not
spot
live.
there? No,
Probably not live.
Not live.
Thanks, Brian.
You need to come in and listen to the show out here outside the door, and that commercial will be a lot funnier to
Matt's
you.
gonna
Trust me.
tell. He gets out some weekend. He's gonna tell what just happened here.
Matt Fuchs, the driver of the Sorg Racing number 2. We had your teammate on here a couple weeks ago, Keith. So if you got any stories about him, you can throw them out. We had a little trouble,
As you know, he doesn't talk much, so
He doesn't.
there's
But
not
he
many
did a good job.
stories.
Yeah, with the bright lights, and this is it's a high intense
Big
show.
city show down here.
Yeah, so it is difficult. So let's start this rolling this way. I've got just a little video clip of you from this past weekend, so we'll go ahead and talk about how your night went first.
Okay.
This is there's your car owner there, I would assume, or your truck owner. Sorry. And beautiful new suit.
Oh, thank
and that
you.
thing stands out between you and Bobby Clark. I really like those two suits right there. Pretty fancy.
Thank you.
But kind of describe how your night went, if you would.
Oh, Saturday night was good. I kind of overdrove it in the qualifying, so I was kind of upset, and I think that was after qualifying, actually. And this is where I was starting to walk around and do like my dad does and just scratch my head and think about things and start,
Or
I want
look
to do
like you're
this, I
thinking
want to do
about
that. Yeah.
I noticed there you are again. You must have a lot of mud on that rear panel there.
Them things collect a lot of mud.
That's how you think, I assume.
Yeah, just start
Pull 'em out.
picking and
Yeah. You got a terrible start
yeah,
in
it
the
was,
feature. I'm not sure what happened there. It was almost like you were asleep on the start, but
it was, they just watered the track, and I thought they were going to give us like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 laps to really get slimy.
Yeah.
It was so slimy and
It was.
patchy, you know what I mean?
I walked across to take something over, to take the marker over, and I was afraid to go back across, so I got stuck in the infield watching because I was afraid I was going to fall, and I really don't want to do that.
After about 5 laps, it was pretty good, but I kind of got held up a little bit by the 3X truck, but I knew as soon as Sean got out to the front, he's got his stuff together this year, and
You know what though? This was once you guys got going, I was getting a little frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, you guys have been taking a lot of time the last couple weeks to get these truck features in.
Yeah. Well, this
once
isn't
it
like
got
the sprint
going-
cars, though. I mean,
yeah, once it got going, it was a good race. I actually thought you were gonna give him a run for his money there, and
You had a shot on that last restart there, and
you just did you get to watch it, or were you?
yeah, I did
Yeah.
watch it.
He was like bailing into the turns, and he could pull right up on him. Just exiting, Sean would pull away, and I thought he was going to get around him because now that Sean's won a couple times consecutively, everybody's kind of complaining, and I thought, oh, Matt's going to show him tonight that.
So are you and a pile of guys that are calling him a cheater now? Is that how that works? When
No.
somebody wins a few races?
Absolutely not.
That's good. You got a fast truck there. Did you start running that last year?
Last year, yep, at the beginning of the year.
And then you picked it up pretty fast. That thing.
Yeah. Well, last year I was only racing Fremont because I was on nights at work, so
Okay.
I couldn't race Attica. And this year we kind of, I got a new job. I work with my brother now. I'm on days, so I get to race Fremont and Attica. So it gets me more time in the seat.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know what I mean? And Charlie Butler too, Wheelchair Charlie. He's kind of helped me out, get me pointed in the right direction, stuff like that.
So that worked out good. His truck got beat up there and it hasn't been out,
Yeah.
so he's been helping you.
For me,
Yeah.
Are they
right.
regrouping? Are they?
I'm not really sure. I don't want to tell you an answer because I don't want to.
Yeah, I have heard talk, but I haven't heard anything solid.
I'm not sure.
So you work with your brother now? What are you doing?
I'm in the dye shop,
You were at Carbo?
Carbo Forge.
Oh, okay.
AJ Sleek's my boss, actually.
Well,
That's
that's what I was wondering. I thought
scary.
it
Yeah.
worked out.
That was a good time.
I can tell. Let me ask you this: does he always talk about going hunting?
No.
No, I always remember that.
No,
He
he
liked to go hunting.
He always tells me a story about my
Yeah.
dad. Oh, your dad did this, or your dad did that.
And then he'll say, hell yeah.
I'm like, I know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. His big thing's, hey, Matt.
Yeah.
If you know AJ, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He's something else.
You got a new baby? She says you got
Yeah.
not real new, but relatively new.
5-month-old. His name's Weston.
Weston Foose.
Hmm.
You got any stories about him already? Got any diaper changes stories or anything like that? I mean, we need something.
I think every parent knows how bad diaper changing are in the first, I don't know, 10 months. I don't know. It's how bad it is, but it's pretty bad, let me tell you.
This is what I learned very, very early when I had to start changing diapers. When I couldn't talk him into doing all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You
Yep.
definitely got to go with this.
That's me.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I was hoping I wasn't the only one that did
It
that.
depends. I mean, sometimes it's bearable, but then the other times, no way. When it's the back and the
I see.
chest, oh.
The women are laughing because they're just getting there.
We just have that
changing all
built-in,
the
like,
Yeah, they're moms.
I've
They're
never
just
done that.
built for it.
Changed a diaper like that. Never.
Right. Your main concern is taking care of the baby. Our main concern is trying to get the woman to take care of the baby,
Yeah.
right? And then you make up stuff from
Yeah,
there.
then there's that.
You know what? This might be the first time I've had to do this. Hold
I
on
was
one
trying to
second.
get Lindsay to do it, but she wasn't.
Hey, Beaver! Yeah. Shut up! We're trying to do a show.
Okay, sorry, man. Hey, the show's in here.
I was
Sorry
trying to-
about that.
I was trying to give Lindsay some inconspicuous sign language, and she's looking at me like,
Yeah, if we'd have had our regular tech person over there, then Steven would have went out there and had them guys calm down. But they're making quite a bit of racket out there. Kind of makes me nervous because it's Caleb and Tony out there with my wife outside this door. She came to visit. We're gonna go for ice cream afterwards.
Yeah.
But
I got that memo.
so what else you got going on, Matt? We always want to find out stuff about the drivers that isn't just. And we talked about this a little bit. I didn't want to just know what's going on at the racetrack. Everybody sees that, so you got to do other stuff that's besides sitting in the garage and looking at the race car.
Racing basically is my life.
Oh, it's terrible.
But
You guys got to have something.
but
other.
here, I'm not done yet.
Okay, good.
I gotta finish. I joined golfing league this year.
Oh,
Play
that's something.
golf at Sycamore Hills every Wednesday. Haven't started yet. Thank God. It's gonna be horrible.
You're not a
Yeah.
golfer.
Oh, I'm a golfer, but I'm not.
He's all
Tiger
grown
Woods.
up. I'm sitting here thinking of a little Maddie Foose, and he's all grown up. He's got a baby. He's got a job. He's golfing on Wednesday nights. Got a minivan?
No.
No minivan. Okay,
Absolutely
you're still
not.
good.
That really sounded like you got kind of old really fast there.
Yeah, like whew.
Kind of grew up in like a day.
Yeah.
Bam.
Parenthood does that.
Yeah, it does.
So who are you golfing with?
AJ,
Oh.
he's not on my team, but
Oh, okay.
when I don't do the leagues, it's with AJ, an engineer from work, and myself and another guy I work with. He's just like 19. Horrible at golf, but it's a good time. It's a really good
So
time.
how about you? Are you any good? I mean, we shooting in the 50s.
I
the
just
40s?
got a new. You played at Rivercliff, right?
I have
You
played
played
with. We used to call it Thornwood, but
It's my favorite.
It's
'cause
like-
you don't have to be great.
Yeah, you-
People aren't mad
yeah,
at you. You can
yeah.
go and have fun.
Right.
It's real laid
Yeah.
back, you know what I mean? It's not a nice big giant course where everybody's like, come on, come on, come on. But I think par there's a 34. I just got a new set of clubs yesterday, so I had to go there and test them out, and I shot a 42.
it's
So
not bad. That's
I
a good
can't
league
complain.
night golfer guy for sure.
I can't complain.
That's as good as I ever shot when I used to play golf with my dad all the time, and my best I ever shot was a 40. So you're right in that range. All them guys play like that.
Oh, good.
You got to spend a lot of time if you want to be
Yeah.
shooting in the 30s
Yeah.
very often.
AJ, he schools everybody. He's pretty good.
Is he?
He's really good.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't been racing,
Yeah.
so he, you know.
Well, I did it in school and baseball, golf.
Yeah,
school.
Yeah.
that's true. Anything else? I mean, what kind of? You can't just do stuff on Wednesdays. What happens in the shop? Let's go there.
What happens in the
Yeah.
shop?
You
Well,
guys
you,
all share or are you all sharing the shop? Right? Is it?
It's over on June Street. It's Brian's house. Me and Keith, two bay garage basically.
Okay.
One goes in at a time. When that gets done, it gets loaded up on the trailer, and the other one comes in. And then recently, except for like this last weekend, we've been working on mine more than Keith's, with the rear end blown apart and breaking stuff, hitting the wall, and then opening night at Attica. I mean, destroy the thing.
Oh, really?
But it just depends on which ones need more TLC.
Now, Keith said that his dad works on the truck. So are you working on your truck?
Oh, this winter, the last winter, my first year there, I'll admit it, I didn't go there a lot because I was nervous. I was racing big cars now, and I didn't know anything about trucks. Would have been a sprint car, I'd have been there all day, but I kind of went over there a little bit. But this winter, I made sure I spent some time over there. I wanted to learn it a lot more. I want to get the guys, they deserve a championship or something. They deserve that. But
So are you thinking of staying in the trucks, or you have
uh,
your eye on a bigger
I would-
prize? Or
I love the trucks. They're a blast, but I'm a sprint car guy at heart, and I
well,
love
I'll tell you
to-
why I asked, because I've heard several times over the years that you're extremely talented and you've been overlooked, maybe.
Yeah.
And I've heard
bigger
that.
brother was racing. So
I've heard
Yeah.
that several
Kinda hard.
times that
Yeah.
Matt's extremely talented behind the wheel. And
Now, would there be a chance that you and your dad would then put something together?
I don't even know. I have no idea. I'll just sit here patiently and just wait, I guess. But I know I can't afford to do it on my own, and I've been told before, we'll give you this and we'll give you that, and they back out. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much, but I'm just going to focus on this year for now.
You
with the
did get a
truck.
chance to run a 305 some or a 360?
My brothers on that
Okay.
Run What You Brung night.
Okay. Now, is
I
that
think
the only
you won
time?
that night.
Yeah. Is that the only night that you raced?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You did get a little bit of sprint car experience, though.
Yep.
It kind of probably made it worse, though, because then
Yeah, because I had to stop completely. It's like,
you get your feet wet.
but then I went to trucks, so it was okay. There's
You're
a
having
huge
fun?
difference though.
and you're having fun.
Oh man, they're a blast. Anybody who doesn't like dirt trucks, just because I will admit this, I never really watched dirt trucks much until I started racing them. Because, they are, at that time they weren't that great, but now them things put on a hell of a show.
They do.
Honestly,
I
it's-
agree. I'm like
It's
you.
fun
I
to wheel
was-
with those guys.
I was a sprint car girl.
Yeah.
When the trucks would come out, it was time to go
Yeah.
to the bathroom
Yeah.
or get your drink
Yep.
or whatever it is you did. But they have, other than my little complaint about the features have been taking 45 minutes. By that time of the night, I'm wore out. I'm ready to I want people to get paid and go home. But really, you guys put on a really good. Last year, I didn't think there was a bad truck race last year.
What do you got to do to beat Sean Delaney? I mean, we realize he's on his
He's
game
there.
and all
He's
that
so
stuff.
close.
Well, it probably doesn't help that my truck is absolutely just bent to hell. I don't even know how it's still racing. Honestly, I don't know.
It's
But-
not bent too bad because it's still fast.
It's bent bad. It really is. But I don't know. Sean's got his stuff together. He's got Babcock behind him. He's
And
a
that's
good
big,
shoe.
isn't it?
Yeah, he's
They've
a good
been doing
wheelman.
it for
and
a long time.
I don't
You
know.
hearing all that,
Yeah, you got a year in beginning.
A year and 5 races so far?
Yeah.
6 races?
So by the end of the season, though, you should be right there, right?
Yeah, as soon as Lima stops raining out, I should have a few
Yeah.
wins at Attica.
If they stop bringing out
Yeah.
chance of.
So that's how you're going to beat Sean. You're
Yeah.
going to have him race somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
understand
think
that.
people overlook that too. Everybody's complaining. I've said it all along. If they're booing you and they're complaining,
You're doing something
you're
right.
you're doing it. But they forget Jeff's been around a long
Yeah.
time. He knows all the ins and outs. He knows what he's doing.
So is it? I mean, you're a little younger, but is it cool to be able to race with Art Ball like that every week?
Oh man, I still remember my first race. or it might have been my second race. I think I ran second with Art Ball for like the whole race on the outside. He was on the bottom and never touched, and I got, I gave him respect, he gave me respect, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I feel like I just won, you know what I mean? It was awesome. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's in the truck division, the lowly truck division, where everybody goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't
think
do
that's
that
really neat.
anymore.
Yeah. Everybody but Shelly, apparently. But yeah, that's cool. I never got a chance to race with Art Ball, but I think it would be neat to be able to race with a legend like that.
That's awesome, man. I'll tell you, it's cool.
Just to have those people around. There was I don't know if you know much about the non-wing deal, but Paul Hazen owns that 57 car that
Post plug.
that he raced, and he was sitting in the trailer all by himself. And I've never met him. He doesn't know who I am. But I walked up and I said, "You don't know who I am, but I drive that car over there. But I know who you are because I've seen you in magazines and I know about you. I just wanted to shake your hand because anytime you get to shake a legend's hand, you got to take it. You know, I mean, he's sitting there by himself, so it's kind of like Art. You know,
Yeah.
The guy's a legend. So much like all the other guys that are going to race with us on June 7th that we keep going back to.
Pretty soon.
We're excited about it. You looking forward to that deal?
That's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
It is,
Definitely.
and we're gonna do like I think a hog roast and maybe a band and get some really cool spotlights, and we're just gonna make it all Hollywood
That'd be cool.
that night. Yeah,
And the truck's racing that night?
I think so.
let's take a peek. You sure are? Yep.
That's kind of a bummer. A bunch of the 410 guys were hoping we weren't, going to race so we could watch that.
Just close the joint down for the weekend and just let them do their
Right.
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Let 'em race all day.
Yep.
So speaking of the racing, what do you guys do? I mean, are you one of them groups that has a bunch of fun after the races and hangs out and
It
that sort of
depends.
stuff? Or
I bet you every race car driver will tell you it depends on how they do for the night. If you wreck a car, you ain't going out or doing anything. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's usually go back to the shop and hang out with the guys, and sometimes I just go straight home and call it a night. It all depends.
I was just curious how close you were with the team and that kind of stuff.
They're like a second family, man. They're awesome, great people, awesome people.
That always makes it more fun.
It
makes
does.
It does.
helps a lot.
Planning on doing that for a while then? I mean, they look like they'll be in there for.
It's hard
Couple
to
years?
tell. I'm not really sure. It's kind of. I know we've talked about it a little bit. I know he wants to race next year, but that's in his hands. It's not my stuff. So if he wants to give me the boot, I guess that's fine. But I'll be there if they want me to race. That's for sure.
Keep running like the other night. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Hope so. He said if I do good, so I need to get a W real quick.
Did you find out what do good means?
I don't know. Hopefully a W is good enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's good enough. You need to
Yeah.
find out if like fifth is good enough. So at least
Yeah,
maybe,
just
Maybe
so
a
you're all on the
championship,
same
maybe?
page.
yeah,
That might do it.
that would be very good for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anything else there, Shelley?
No, I think I'm.
Well, I don't. Have you seen the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched Keith.
Okay, good. Because the favorite part that we seem to get to
Oh,
people
man.
like this, so you can't get away without doing this. So there's the fence. Try not to get in the fence. It's our having a ball with art segment. Naturally, we should have a graphic for that or something that plays, and then we do this little bit.
This is going to be horrible.
So you got a minute. You don't have to take the whole thing, but you got to draw a truck with a deuce on it. It's the black deuce of Matt Foose is how we say it. So I heard Brian, this guy, say that at the races the other day. I thought that
Yeah,
was pretty cool.
it's becoming a hit.
Yeah, it is. That's good.
Maybe it'd be trending one day.
Trending on Twitter. Yeah, while you're doing that, see if you can do two things at the same time and mention your Twitter handle. People.
I don't even remember my thing
I
now.
can never remember mine either. I always have to ask Lindsay what it is. Well, I don't tweet to myself.
Oh my god.
Well, look at that. It's got fenders and.
It's got a wheel like down here. I mean, it's
Well,
close.
you must have
right?
hit the fence or something. Autograph that for me. We'll show the audience here. That's not a bad job. It almost looks like a truck.
Sporting DJ's new shirts.
Yeah.
Is this year's new stuff?
Yep.
It's got mixed.
The dude.
What is it? Matt_2.
Hey, Lindsay, give me this camera over here. Good. There's a picture from Matt_. What is it? Matt_2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Matt Foose. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And when you go out there, make sure you tell Beaver to be quiet because he's the last one that we're going to have. So
Thanks, man.
we're going to go ahead and do our 305 highlights, have a commercial, and we'll come back with Caleb Griffith.
And we got one lap in the books. And Nate Dussel powers away. Jordan Ryan sticking to that bottom groove. Seth Schneider up to third. Jordan Ryan Nate Dussel. Ryan in the bottom. Here he rockets off at turn 2, side by side for the lead. Jordan Ryan to the inside. Dussel up top. Side by side down to complete lap number 9. And Jordan Ryan, your new leader. Jordan Ryan held up by lap traffic now. Hammond holds up Dussel's advance. They split the lap car down the backstretch, side by side for the lead. Jordan Ryan and Nate Dussel. Good battle for third. 3 wide in the 3 and 4. John Ivy, Dustin Dinan, and Seth Snyder.
You know that one's yours, right? They've each had 8, you 7. Is it because you're a slower eater? Or not man enough to claim what's rightfully yours? First it's a wing, then it's your seat at the table. So tell me, are you a little baby boy? Or are you a big, strong man?
I'm a big, strong man. Okay.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings, Wings, Beer, Sports.
Better.
Welcome back to the Last Lap Live. We're here with our guest Caleb Griffith, driver of the Davis Brothers 40 Double D. What's
Yeah.
the Double D for?
Davis.
Dumb. Davis. That's original. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll probably catch flack for that. Nobody's watching. It won't matter. So you won a race there a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
up on the high side where I just learned how to run.
Yeah.
This past week. I hadn't seen it till this weekend.
I got passed down there, and you're in the Jordan Ryan, Brian Smith signature line.
Yeah.
So I kind of went down and tried that out for a while, and I was faster down there, but I was as fast as Craig Mintz he was a little faster than me, so I thought, well, I kind of need to do something different here, so I went back to where I'm supposed to be.
The other side of
Yeah.
the top of the turn.
Where the other half lives, you
Yeah.
know,
Half?
according to my...
There's half of them up
the other
there.
couple.
Yeah, well, according to my bunch of folks that go with me every week, sprint cars aren't even supposed to go around the bottom. They never go fast there, so I had to move back out. When I moved back out, I kind of got rolling pretty good, and then at the end of the race, somebody got fast down there on the bottom again, and Byron Reed about overhauled me, so
Yeah.
kept it interesting
snuck
for
in
sure.
there.
Yeah,
Now I know I never got a chance in the 40 car before Caleb get it. I stay on the bottom, so I'll never get a chance.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
They like the.
They don't like non-wing racing either, so you're probably
No?
just out altogether.
That's why you didn't show up on Saturday.
I kind of wanted to, but I think they were afraid I might do the high-speed disassembly, so they just,
You know, that's almost like you told the story out there, the high-speed disassembly, but you added a name to it.
Oh,
You're
well,
going to add a name to it now?
I mean, that video that you're going to show,
Yeah?
that brings the person into question.
Yeah.
I think I did a hurdle that night over the fence, over to the 16 car in the backstretch. I wanted to have a discussion with him. I mean, I've been friends with Chris since we were, tots, since he wore a jean jacket at the go-kart track and I had a sweet afro. And I just wanted to, ask him
What the?
where his head was. That's all.
We
That's
showed
all.
that a couple weeks ago when Chris was on. So go back to the show that Chris Andrews was on, and there's
Oh, do we get to see that?
No, you won't be able to see it today.
Oh.
I didn't put it on for today. That's the only video I had of you, and I didn't think that would be right to do that
I
to
mean,
the winner.
hey, it's cool. It's
If we don't always know who's going to be on the show.
okay.
When we do, like with Matt and with Tony, my brother goes down and takes video of them, and
Okay.
so that we got something to show. So
And
you're
you
not
were
just
off
looking at
last
us.
weekend.
Yes.
And you weren't
yes.
here because you don't run the non-wing stuff.
And Luke was
Well,
off too.
Fun fact: I almost drove the 11G, but I went on a turkey hunting adventure in the south of Ohio, and I called the bullpen in the morning and checked out the weather, and I thought, I'm not driving 2.5 hours back home for a rain out, and then they got the race in, so shame on me.
So why did his brother Luke Griffith runs the 11G?
Yeah,
Why
he
did he
was.
race?
But
Prom?
yeah, he went to
I
the.
wondered. I went looking for him.
He went
because
to prom instead of racing?
He did. So I mean,
It's
you know.
the
Write
new
him down.
generation.
Write
You
him
know-
down. He's not going to be on the show.
the new
We can't be.
Well, I mean, you only get to do that once, I guess. So I'm not gonna.
You only have to do that once.
Right.
We get your senior year, junior, senior prom. Right?
I didn't do it,
Yeah.
by the way. I went racing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I never had to deal with that.
What are you giggling
But
about?
so you went turkey.
No, we did not go turkey hunting. We went hiking / nature walking with guns.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
it boiled down to. Yeah.
So you should have drove back 2.5 hours and drove
Probably.
G.
Yeah. Probably should have. But I didn't want to rain on Nate Dussel and Jordan Ryan's parade, so I just stayed gone.
Is that a
Someone
pun?
rained,
That's
someone
a terrible-
rained on their parade anyways.
Yeah.
So
That's a terrible pun.
Well, I mean, yeah, I tried.
Did you work on that all day?
No, I just kind of thought of that. So
So you're a turkey hunter. Let's talk more about that. Where do you find turkeys around here?
you're finding them more and more
In the 305 division?
in the 410 division. You know, I don't know about the non-wings because, like I said, I don't get to race those. So, yeah, we just kind of, you'll be driving places and see them, and then you go ask Farmer Brown if you can hunt on his property, and sometimes he runs you off, and sometimes he says, "Yeah, kid, kill them all," whatever.
So you don't have any trouble doing that then? Walking up to a place and asking if
I mean,
turkey hunt?
I do it more for waterfowl hunting in the fall, but yeah, I'll do it sometimes in the springtime.
My brother and I fish a lot, and I'm not afraid if I see a creek running through somebody's yard. You never know unless you ask, right?
Right.
So I just
Yeah.
go up to the door and take my life in my own hands and ask them if I can fish on their property. Most of the time it says yes.
I would say that fishing is probably you're probably more successful than I am. I figure I'm 2 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that people like to hunt their own turkeys, or they're growing them
People-
for fun? Or
No, just hunting in general. People aren't real. Either A, they're relations hunting. B, they allow no hunting. Or C, they want you to pay them.
Oh, really?
So
I've never run into the
yeah,
paying
yeah.
deal.
Fishing. Oh, you want to go fishing? Yeah, go ahead. Who cares? So,
Do you do much fishing?
not nearly as much as I used to. I was a fish bum when I was a kid, but I noticed that with fishing, you kind of just buy all this stuff and then you end up losing it all in the water. Like sometimes rod and reel overboard in the drink,
It's the cost of doing business.
lure stuck in the tree, gone. $5, $8, $10 lure.
Yeah, that's true.
So I kind of grew out of that.
So instead, you just carry around a couple $100 gun and just go for a walk in the woods.
Oh no, I mean
but you're
like
not losing the gun.
when we go duck and goose hunting in the fall, I've got we repurposed the go-kart trailer. It's a 14 foot trailer, and Mo Logie, do you know him?
Sure.
He races pavement cars. He's part of that
Mo
bunch.
hunts everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, we collectively own probably, I don't know, a lot of plastic birds. We can fill that trailer and my truck completely, and then have some left over that we don't get to take sometimes. So yeah, it's equipment intensive, kind of like automobile racing.
Sounds like you need to see Craig Mintz at DGGI and get some of his.
I've got some of those.
Yeah?
I do have some flat geese. Yeah, they work pretty good.
That was a sponsor shout out right there, Craig.
Yeah, that was a pun too, a not very good one. We won't.
Craig helps me out. I gotta help him out whenever I
Yeah,
get a chance.
yeah.
You know how that works.
Yeah. So, yeah, we do, a little bit of turkey hunting in the spring, a little bit of duck hunting in
Was
the
this
fall.
with your dad and your brother?
With
or?
my dad, with my brother, with Mo, with Bob Dawson. Do you know Bob? Grandpa Bob? He's
Another-
not my grandpa, but he's somebody's grandpa.
Another pavement guy?
Yeah, Bob Dawson. You should know Bob. You're old. Oh, okay. You do know.
Nice,
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob raced pavement and dirt sprint cars, and now he races those funny things that are super modifieds.
I'm in my 30s still. I'm not old. How old are you?
Brian, you were my age when I started this.
I don't know about that.
I know. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 39.
Okay, 39. So what year is this? 14. So 02. So that was 12 years ago. You were 27.
How old are you now?
26.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were 26.
I mean, I kind of woke up the day that I turned 25 and was like, wow.
heck?
Yeah, I'm not really a kid anymore. I kind of need to get all my crap together.
How's that working out for you?
I mean, like, I got it all in one half of the room. I wouldn't say it's all together, but it's,
It's getting there.
yeah, it's going in that general direction.
Now, are you married with kids too?
No,
Or you-
no.
None of that happening
No.
yet? Oh, you're 26 already.
I mean,
You're
I
running
haven't-
out of time.
I don't know. I haven't found a victim yet, but the one that I have now, she's pretty good. I think she puts up with me pretty well. I get
So
along
are you
with
going
her
to
pretty
ask her to
good.
marry you right here on the Last Lap Live?
I mean,
Ouch.
I don't think so.
You sure?
Yeah, I mean,
I think you should. I mean, with what we were talking
I'm
about
gonna
out
go
there.
with no from the female port side of it.
Okay, thanks for
I would go with
thanks
not
for
here.
the support there. I don't know.
Definitely not
If you're gonna call me old, you're gonna get put on the spot.
That's fine.
That
Yeah,
was rough.
I'm cool with that. I'm gonna be old someday. I mean, I feel old now some days, but
You know, we're both younger.
hey, I
Just
I
throwing
did
that out
not
there.
say that. I did not
It's
say
okay.
that.
I'm cool with
I
it.
did not say that.
She's not cool with it. That's a lie. I'm gonna catch a lot of junk after this.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
We'll
I'll
shut
buy
the door.
your ice cream.
I don't want your money.
Take care of that.
yeah, your money's no good here.
Darn! I just got fired from the Last Lap Live. It's over.
Well, I mean, you get to do the rest of this show. You got Tony Bieber as the exclamation point to your career.
Yeah, so it's not getting any better. So what other kind of stuff you do? What do you do for a living?
I work for my uncle at Griff's
Don't,
Engines.
don't kick the table because that's the microphones.
Okay.
Lindsay's supposed to be telling us this over there. She's just like,
Oh.
Yeah,
Kick back.
she's a
Well,
risky
she's not
one.
on camera, right?
no.
Okay.
We could
All
turn
right.
that one there, but sorry, I
No,
think her
we're
face
good.
would explode.
She could be like so obnoxious, like make faces and do all kinds of
You
stuff.
know
but-
Lindsay, right?
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Make faces, right?
Yeah.
No, I work for my uncle Gary Griffith at Griff's Engines, which has been around since 1967, I do believe.
Not longer than
So approaching 50 years.
Yeah.
Not too far off, but yeah. Actually, I just Doug Berryman showed me how to go to this cool website called Andy's Web Tools, and I just brought us into the 21st century. Build us a website, griffsengines.com. Check that out sometime on your lunch break or when you're bored and don't want to go on Facebook or.
That's it. You know, because that's family.
Whatever.
I'll let you get away with that, but we don't just rattle off sponsors here. So
Only
Oh,
Brian.
well, I mean, it's not really a sponsor. I work there.
only Brian
only me.
gets
I'm the
to do it.
host.
Oh,
I
only
can
you're
do
allowed
that.
to do that. Okay.
I'm allowed to do that.
Okay.
My
Well,
name
yeah,
is
that's what I
on-
do for a living.
My name's across the bottom of the screen sometimes.
It is?
So,
I mean, I don't
Not
see as
now.
well as I used to, but okay.
not now. That's
So
scary.
no,
I
I
say
don't.
it all the time, and I got to race with them.
I don't build engines because I know you were going to ask that next, so I'll just head you
Actually,
off
I
at the
was going
pass
to.
there.
That was her question.
Oh, sorry, I didn't read the script properly.
Right here.
But I kind of I help get all the stuff onto and off of the dyno and help out with all that, and then fill in the blanks. You know, I'll go get parts, or I'll call people on the telephone, or people
You're the
call
gopher.
me on the telephone. Yeah, some of the time.
So are you gonna eventually take over?
That is the general business plan. Yeah.
That's kind of what I had heard.
So yeah, I like it. You know, I mean, I imagine even Santa Claus doesn't wake up every day completely happy to go to work, but for the most part, it's pretty solid.
So what's the talk around the shop there? Because Gary's going to run that Legends race too, correct?
Yeah.
I think he was on the list.
I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about it, but
Is it like an unspoken? You guys aren't wanting to talk about it?
I mean, I'm not bringing it up. I'm letting him bring it up if he wants
because
to
it's
bring
pretty
it up.
much out there now that he's.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Randy Mapus stops on. Randy Mapus is the guy that runs the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If you're not sure,
He was on the show last week, but
Oh.
you don't watch the show, so you wouldn't.
I didn't even know. I thought this was on. I mean, I'm really behind. I thought this was on the radio until on my way here tonight.
And
So-
he wanted to run off and get a haircut before he came.
No, I got my hair cut last week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, make sure.
Which it was too early because it's still cold out, and now my head gets cold because I
Yeah.
don't have my.
Story of my life.
Sorry.
Yeah. We asked
You want to make a joke about that?
No, that really
You
wasn't
sure?
intended. I mean,
Right. I believe you.
I have a question for you. Am I allowed to ask
Yeah,
questions?
sure. You can do whatever you want.
So we're gonna go to break
No.
right now.
You wear a Nomex hood, yeah?
I do.
Okay. Do you have problems with that not staying in place due to the fact that you don't have any? You're follicularly challenged, or
No,
Wait,
it's,
like
it's only
that,
shiny
like
here
really?
and here, so the rest of it is pretty sticky.
okay, so it's
So after
cohesive.
you grow that afro out,
Yeah.
because he can grow a big afro out,
I mean, it's been a while.
but he will. He's going to do this. I'm putting him on the spot for the Kick Bald event for the Kick It. He's going to have his head shaved on the front straightaway. I don't know if he knew this or not, but he's just, if he's not going to propose to his girlfriend, then he's going to have to do this.
Brian, can
so,
I? Can
no,
I?
I'm not.
Can I
You
just?
ask your question. I'm going to
Okay,
answer.
okay, go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
so he's going to grow it out, and then you'll know when you shave it all the way back down, it's really hard to put it on and put it in the right place, actually, because it's like all these little
Like little
grips.
fingers.
It's like Velcro. Yeah.
It's like Velcro all the time, dude. Have you seen my hair? I mean, maybe not right at this very minute, but
so
I'm
that's
not-
what it's like.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That he's a perfect candidate for that.
He is. That's
I mean,
what.
How much
okay,
fun would
now,
that be?
Now I'm gonna take us on a little aside here. I mean, I know this might be hard for you to believe, but it takes a lot of beauty sleep to keep up this I mean, I have to get like 12 or 14 hours of sleep a night.
You got
to keep-
some response from Lindsay over here.
Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that. So,
absolutely nothing.
I mean, if I go and shave all my hair off, I am going to be the ugliest cat in the pit area.
But it
Chris
won't take you
Andrews
that
did it.
long to get ready in the morning.
He's already the ugliest cat in the pit area.
Well, see, then you got nothing to worry about.
I don't know about that.
Trap Philo did it.
I don't know about that.
Henry did it.
I'll have to chew on it for a
Cat's
while.
got a lot of hair, too.
No. This is live right now. There are people out there wanting to know the answer to this question right now because they will
Tell them
donate.
to call in then.
They will donate to this
Can
event.
they call in? Is that an option?
What we do
That's not an
normally
option. I don't get called.
with the
I really
kickball,
wanted to say, go ahead, caller. You're on the line.
we will
You can
we'll
say
put him on the front stretch and we let the race fans that night bid on him. We auctioned them off.
And you
last
are
year.
a feature winner.
You are
Now-
a feature winner.
Now, don't get us wrong. We did not bring you on the show to do this.
It just
But
turned in. It
just
was
turned
an
into that.
opportunistic feeding.
Right.
Okay.
This
I
is
gotcha.
we're just hanging out here in the living room.
When does this happen?
Normally we do it on the day of the kickball game itself, but I'm thinking we're going to do it maybe a little earlier, a couple weeks earlier, just leading into it. We're
where's
actually
the-
going to have a meeting next Wednesday.
Okay.
Where's
We
the
got a
date?
while.
Your
Excuse
face
my-
is turned as red as your
Yeah,
shirt.
I know. I
He's
can
in
feel
sheer
it.
panic
I can
right
feel
now.
When
He's choking
when is the actual
himself.
date? When is the actual date
I of the kickball game itself.
of the shorning?
I'm thinking we're gonna do it I'm wanting to do it the Wait, is the Jim Ford Classic a Saturday, Sunday? How
It's
is
at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Friday, Saturday.
Friday,
Oh
Saturday.
man, my head will be
It
cold
is
again.
Friday,
Really
Saturday.
cold.
It's in September, so we still have some time.
Oh yeah, it's not bad. September.
It grows back bigger
Yeah.
once you
Yeah,
shave it.
That's what they
We'll
say.
give you
That's
some
a
time to think about
lie.
it.
That's a lie. It doesn't grow
And
back.
I'm thinking, all them Davises and that group that
Somebody's
camp
gonna
back
put a
there,
lot of
can you
money into
imagine
that
the money that might bring in?
Ooh,
Yep. Think of the kids.
It's for the kids.
It
Think
is
of my
for
buddy
kids.
Jason who had brain
I
tumor
just
surgery last night.
Heard about this today. Yeah.
Right, and you
yeah.
could help kids like that. Now we're putting a guilt trip on you, buddy.
Yeah.
And here's my goal. My goal is to hit 50 grand this year.
What was last year?
Last year we raised 30, 33.
Oh man, you could put them over the top.
And I have a deal going on with Jeff Gordon. He's going to match anything up to 150,000. So
we're laying it on thick, buddy.
Wow.
yeah.
But see, no, we didn't have the same option with Tony because Tony doesn't have a whole lot more hair than me. So you're like the option for this.
Hey, random fun fact. How old do you think Tony is?
I
I
know.
would say he was 38, 37, 37.
You're pretty close. I scored him at 42, and he was personally in front of.
Really? He should. Yeah.
I
he
mean,
should've been.
I've been doing this a long time. I shouldn't say I've been doing this a long time. Not compared to people like you.
He's 20.
In my life, I've been doing this a long time.
Right.
And Tony was like old when I was a kid, so I thought he was like older, And so when I hit him with that, he was like.
Was I old when you were a kid?
I mean,
I remember racing this 15-year-old kid.
well, no. I mean, I
Crazy.
knew Tony before I started racing sprint cars because
Cards.
Gary knew John
Right.
and all of that, So like, I knew Tony when I was, just a wee sprout. So I didn't really know you until because
You start racing with
I
him.
was a go-kart rat for many years of my life. It wasn't like I hung out at the sprint car track before I started racing sprint cars. So,
Really?
no. I mean, when I was really young, I went to the sprint car track occasionally, but we were more pavement folks because Gary was running super modifieds
Oh,
then.
I gotcha.
So, I thank God and Sonny Jesus we saw the light because don't
Not
know.
a payment guy, huh?
I mean,
Not a fan of that.
have you ever been to Little 500?
I have.
That is, if you're an open wheel fan, you need to go do that before you die. That's
I would agree.
I crewed for a guy there one time, and he crashed on like lap 300, so we got to watch the rest of the race, and it was the coolest thing ever. I would really like to do that someday, but I
Other than
have
that-
never raced non-wing, and I've only raced pavement like 3 times, so I don't know.
And you like the pavement?
It's all right. I only raced at Sandusky. Sandusky's pretty narrow. I'd like to race at Toledo, but
Toledo's fun and fast.
I
for
bet
sure.
it would be.
Yeah, it's something else.
It's about like a paved Eldora. I know one way they could make it like a real Eldora.
Yeah.
Just get you.
See, I'm thinking Caleb's gotten more outgoing over the last couple of years. You were
Probably.
I remember he came up to the marina one time, and I think you run my jet ski out of gas.
Yeah. I might
Didn't
have
have a
done
whole
that.
lot to say. Everybody, I
Might
come
have
back
done
to
that.
the trailer, and nobody really knew what was going if it was out of gas or something. And Lindsay's all panicked, like something happened to you. Of course, it's mine. Nothing happened to Lindsay's, but they just ran
Well,
it
yeah,
out of
when
gas.
it's yeah when
They just ran it
yeah.
out of gas. So
Blame it on Chris Andrews.
That was the root cause of that
It
whole
was.
problem. Yeah.
Yep. Left it.
Did you hear?
typical Chris
Did
Andrews
you
deal.
see the video about the?
Don't kick the table.
Sorry.
You've been here for 20 minutes. Don't kick the table.
Why am I getting texts about me being an old man?
That would be Tony Bieber. You're on next, Tony, so you can defend yourself later.
Can you guys keep it down in
Back
here? I'm
out.
having
You,
a party.
you
out
really
here.
changed the flow of the show. If you could leave, thanks.
Okay, so they were doing the I don't know what it's called, where people jump in the cold water.
Oh, the cold water.
Yeah,
I
Lindsay
got
just
called
got
out.
challenged.
That same video I got called
Okay,
out,
so did you watch the video clearly?
where he lost his glasses.
Did you hear me say in the video, how funny would it be if you lose your glasses?
I heard-
The idiot has his sunglasses on, takes them off, peels his sweatshirt off, puts his glasses back on, and jumps in the water.
Have you seen it?
That's the
I
first
haven't.
thing.
It's a
Caleb
cold
sends
water
you.
challenge.
Well, I haven't seen this one. I saw John Henry, the late model guy, do
Yeah.
it.
Chris
last
Andrews
week
does
or
it with
before.
his Oakleys on, and
Yeah.
then's mad.
Then it's
but-
me.
Yes, sir.
Do my cold
Because-
water challenge and find his glasses.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna drive down and find his glasses.
Well, it's by my house. I walked down there the other day and looked, but I don't think they're there.
That was his fault that day.
Yeah. Drug you with
We were all the way
100
over
miles
by the coal docks
Yeah.
Yeah,
in Sandusky,
yeah.
which is like an hour.
Kind of a jaunt.
I thought you were
Yeah.
going to talk. Now you're here. You're an integral part of
I
the
was just
show.
clearing up what happened. It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I come back and these guys are all sitting
Right,
around real
right,
quiet
yes.
and nobody knows what
I
to
made
do.
Caleb tell her.
Well, I mean, it's
And he
okay.
said nothing, he just, so it's nice to see you coming out of your show.
Yeah, yeah, you know.
I think they thought I was going to hurt him or something when I came back.
Yeah, I mean,
Stuff happens.
yeah. I mean, I've broken a lot more expensive stuff.
Ask the Davis brothers.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Your leg even. How's the leg healing up?
I mean, it's pretty ugly. Am I allowed to place my foot up there? Or
Well,
what's the ruling
hey,
on
if
that?
you want to, go for
Quietly.
it. Just do
I
it
mean,
quietly.
Gently.
I'm sorry about the bump.
That's what it looks like.
If you don't know, I don't know if you can see
That
that.
level.
You can probably see that on this camera over here.
Can you
but
see it over there?
Caleb
Okay.
broke his leg in an accident over at Attica. That's
No longer as pretty as the rest of me.
2 years ago?
Yeah, 2012.
2012.
Friday the 13th of July, 2012.
Oh.
Parked in the no parking and
That would be right in the middle of the straightaway?
kind of in the transition area off the corner middle of the not dead in the middle of the straightaway.
Okay.
Like, okay, I'll give you a little synopsis of what happened here. Started near the front, think second, third, fourth roundabout there, and Nate was on the pole. Nate Dussel. Nate takes off, and catching him. Pretty sure I'm good enough to go by, and got the car kind of into the 1-2 end, kind of funky. Got the front end out into the cushion, and the 305s aren't like the 410s. They don't have that other speed that you can just dig them out. Well, it was like the steering locked up for a second, spin the car out. So I thought I broke something, so I get out, and I'm looking, and you know how they have that radiator scoop, the curved tin piece?
Yeah, right, sure.
Okay, from there to the upright in front of the front axle, from bottom frame rail to the bodywork, packed with mud. So I kick all of it out, get back in the race car, shove off, and there's like 4 laps in. So I'm like, okay, you're an idiot. You spun out trying to pass for the lead. You now have to go to the tail, and you owe it to your folks to get this lump back to the front because you were the one that took it to the back.
Which
So-
isn't a place you always want to be.
No. So, okay, driving, and I think we were up to the 6th to 4th range. And I went into the 3-4 end on the last lap, like we'd already got the white, going to the 3-4 end, and somebody, I don't even remember who, was like in front of me running the bottom, and you know how when you're on the bottom you kind of hit that wet dirt, you kind of, well, I had the brilliant idea, I thought I was out against the cushion, that I was going to turn it down underneath of him coming off, and drive underneath of him to the line, and then go beg for forgiveness for spinning out and stuff. And I wasn't all the way out against the cushion, so when I turned the car, it was kind of like on part of the racetrack that was about that slick right there. So I just spun out, and there I sit. Kind of made myself a target. So
On the last lap.
yeah, not this last lap, the last
Yeah,
lap of that
yeah.
race. Yeah,
Did him.
yeah,
Got drilled in the side.
yes.
What actually came in and got your leg?
Not sure if it was the actual torsion arm or the torsion tube, because they were all kind of nested right down in that neighborhood. So yeah, I'd never broken a bone before, and I knew it hurt really bad. But I mean, you know how it is when you get done crashing. The first thing is, okay, I wanted to get out of the car.
Right.
So my hip hurt real bad, and I didn't really know why at the time, so I blow the belts loose, and I go to stand up, and it was like, you know, like, oh, this isn't going to work. So I went to try to sit back down. Well, the seat, when the other car had come through, it bent the seat up like this. So I couldn't sit down again. So I reached over, and I tried to grab the frame rail up here and, like, you know, more or less upper body pull myself out. Well, then I got this leg hung up on something, and yeah, it was just bad.
Yikes.
So there I sat, and they like
This phone's going off too.
they were worried that I broke my back or something, so they wanted to get me on this backboard, and I just wanted them to get me out of the car because my back's fine, I can move around, you know, everything works except for this. So it took them like a half an hour to get me out of the car. And then they drove me to Bellevue. And the guy there more or less said, well, we can't fix you here, kid, so we're going to send you to Toledo. So I got to hang out up there for, it was on Saturday. No, it was Friday night, obviously. We were at Attica. I had a surgery the next morning, had a surgery Monday morning, and I came home Wednesday. And I should have stayed until Friday. That's not the best idea I've ever had.
So now, though, you're all close to 100%?
I mean, yeah, I can't complain about it a whole lot.
Can you run? Can you?
Yeah, I can do all that.
Walk
As
in the
good as
woods
it's
for.
gonna get.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'll probably just go downhill from here, you know, when I get old. But
Like Tony,
yeah, like Tony out there.
right? Hey, somebody was watching. They sent him a text, so that's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's like
Lindsay?
when it gets cold or something, you know. But other than that,
Probably makes it hard to run the bottom too, doesn't it? Because it just locks down like that.
yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot of subtlety in it anymore. That's why I got to go run the top.
Right.
Yeah, there's no feel to it.
All right.
So
Well, we got to get Tony on here eventually, so we're gonna have you do the having the ball with art. You haven't seen this thing yet, because
No.
you haven't seen the show. So what this is this is a piece of
For
paper
shame
and a marker,
that you haven't seen the show.
and
yes, yeah.
this is the best part here. So it's the
Okay.
having a ball with art. See that? See what we did there? That play on
Is that a
words?
pun?
I didn't
I wasn't
get it.
sure.
Kinda, she didn't get it at
I
first.
didn't.
but-
He texted to me one
So you
day.
got to put that on your head, and you got to draw a picture of your 4D double D Davis, and make sure you put the number on it, and then you autograph it for us, and we hang it on a wall out there. I'm surprised you didn't see it when you were out there, but Jim Linder did it, Mark Keegan did it, everybody but Rick Ferkel did it.
I think Chris Andrews practiced.
Chris Andrews
His
did a
was
pretty good
really
job.
good.
So did
Yeah.
Nate Dussel.
Or he colors a lot.
So could be. So you got it.
I'm not
Yeah,
totally
I'm
saying that's
not-
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah, okay.
Just gonna leave that one go.
So you got a minute.
I have a
do your
minute. This
best.
is a timed.
Yeah, you don't have to take it all.
I don't do well with time trials. I haven't done well with that in the past. Can I?
You
Can I?
need both.
Is that allowed?
That's
However you want.
however you want, as long as it's on your head, man.
Okay.
Just don't get into your throat.
Well, if it's on my head,
Yeah.
I mean, is that
That's your
legal?
face.
I mean, I'm a race car.
That's your
The-
chin.
My face is attached to my head. Can we get a clarification
That's
here?
true. It is his head.
You cannot.
She don't count.
You cannot do it on your face.
All right. I guess in the spirit of the.
my name is on the
Art.
show. You can't do
It's
that.
not right.
So.
Okay. Oh.
Actually, I think
Oh.
you got to go flat on your head. Everybody else has gone flat on your head, so put it flat on
No,
your
why are
head.
you penalizing me? Because I thought outside the box here.
Well,
This is a typical
it's my
racer
box.
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
here.
Can I go like
No,
this?
you gotta
It's
put
flat
it-
on my
you
head.
got to put it on the top.
It's
of your head.
flat.
You got to put it on the top of your head. I can't imagine the trouble we're having with him. The trouble we're going to have with that guy.
I don't even know how to do this. Probably
It's a
gonna
sprint
end up-
car.
Yeah, I know. I
You
can't
know
draw
sprint
one
cars.
when the table's in front of me.
He didn't put wheels on it first.
No, I drew
watched-
the wing.
Did you
I
find the
watched
corners?
every single one of them. Almost every one of them have done their wheels first.
Hey, Matty Foose was on there, and he had fender wells and everything. I mean, it's not that hard. You're running out of time here.
I'm on the clock
It's
still.
40DD is the number you got to have on the wing.
Okay.
Make sure you put all those Davis Cotton sponsors on there too.
Right.
Now's your opportunity.
Right.
Them guys do a good job. He would have you be here all day for that.
Well, we'll
That
have
was pretty
Caleb
good.
back on Saturday, right? You'll be back in action at
Yes.
Fremont on Saturday.
Yeah. Well,
For
hopefully
Bowman
Friday
Night.
night and Saturday night. But the way the forecast looks,
Friday's not looking good. Saturday's looking iffy, isn't it?
I hope it changes because I'm going to go back there because they're doing the pill draw.
I like Bauman Night too at Fremont. They
Look at that. That's not bad. Autograph that
he don't
for
want
me.
to look at it.
I haven't seen it yet. Is
Not
it
bad at all.
really ridiculous?
No, it's really not.
It's hieroglyphics.
It looks good when it's out there with all the rest of them. It fits right in.
Oh shoot.
You did a good job.
So refresh me real quick before you get out of here. Are you like now the Margareta Mafia
Are
or
we
what?
still?
We're still in the air. Give me that so we can show this to the
You
fans
can
out
tell me
there.
later if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
I think Nate Dussel came up with that. I kicked the thing again. He
It's all right.
he called Jordan and I the Castalia Mafia because we are from the Burger. Actually, the 40DD is because I'm from the Dirty Dusky because I'm from Sandusky, Ohio. That's what it's actually for.
Oh, that's a good one.
But
Changed it now.
yeah,
The Dirty Dusky.
All right, I'm
I
gonna
did
run-
remember that earlier.
I gotta run you out of here now because Tony's
Okay.
out there with my wife, and I think they're the only two out there.
Oh no, Matt's out there.
I think Matt.
Okay,
left, and
okay. So do I just go?
I don't want to go home.
Do I gotta, like,
gotta
shake
leave her.
hands or?
No.
No, I'll shake your hand.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna show the truck highlights. I think, right? We're doing the trucks,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna do a commercial, and then Tony will come in. But we're gonna go
Okay.
ahead and go to break right now. So you'll go ahead.
Here we go. Lap number 1. Brad Keckler. Here comes Corey Ward with a great run. Now Keckler to the outside, regains the top spot. Corey Ward to his inside. Matt Foose runs right off the rear bumper. Art Ball in the 4 spot, leaning on each other in turns 3 and 4. It's still Brad Keckler with Matt Foose right on his rear bumper, and Sean Valeni up to 3rd. Foose takes a look to the inside of Keckler down the backstretch. Battle for the lead, Sean Valeni, Brad Keckler, hang on, Jim McGrath Sr. Three, truck battle up front, Brad Keckler, Sean Valeni, Matt Foose. Valeni to the inside of Keckler out of turn 4, takes the lead.
I look to stare so deep in your eyes. I touch you more every day. Crazy right now, your touch got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you save me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now.
Hi, can you tell me how to get back to the interstate? 2 stop signs and then make a right at the light. A left at the light? Thank you. I get that a lot.
Welcome back to the Last Lap Live. This is my buddy. What's your name? This is I made sure I wore my Packers gear because if you know Tony Bieber, there is no more fierce Bears fan than Tony Bieber. Bears fan Bieber on Twitter. If you want to look him up.
I thought that was a Gibsonburg thing.
No, I'm sorry. It's a Chicago Bears thing.
Man.
And I knew you'd have your Packer stuff on, so I couldn't let you beat me. You whipped my butt Saturday. I couldn't let you beat me as far as the outfit
I
went.
can kick your butt on Saturday, but to be fair, I came down there and asked you what to do to the race car because I was having an issue with one thing, and you told me what to do, and then we smoked them in the B, and then we had a pretty good run in the feature too. So a lot of that had to do with Tony Bieber.
Did you get half that hard charger check from it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, we got it on TV now. So can I have half of it? Because I was responsible for part of it.
You cannot have half of it, Bears fan.
It was worth a try though.
You have gotten chunks of money from me.
It was a valiant effort.
Yeah.
Worth
No,
it.
actually, that was when I hopped in Dad's car. We says okay, that was our goal, a hard charger, and I started right behind you, and we were kind of coming up there. I was like, all right, and Brian, I'm gonna have to get Brian Smith at some point if I'm gonna get this. And all of a sudden, you moved up and you were gone. I'm like,
He did.
I'm like, where's he going? So I tried it, and
said the
I
same
couldn't.
thing.
I mean, my car was not working as
From
good
the
as yours.
infield, I
and-
said, "Where's he going?"
Yeah, where's he going? He went to the top and you were gone, and I was
People
like,
don't realize how amazing this was to the people. Whatever, but it's amazing. Everybody says the same thing. I can't believe you ran the top. It really is a big deal, apparently.
I actually had that.
for you, yes.
For me, it is.
I had that thought in my head. Like, he passed 3 cars off of 2 going on the backstretch, and I thought, he's going right back to the bottom. I just know it. And he didn't.
So now my face is turning red. Hey, you know what? We have a little bit of a video clip from your night.
Uh-oh.
So we'll go ahead and start with that, and everybody can see how Tony's night started. We'll go ahead and talk through what we got here. You got your dad racing with you, too.
Yeah.
He's next to you.
Brand new race car for this season because we junked the other one at Eldora, so it was not pleasant the way it started for us.
Yeah, I think if you add a couple more panels on there and maybe some more knobs, it'll be a little quicker next time. But
We're hoping. I got NASA working on a few things.
got a lot going on there. This is a creation from Bieberbuilt too. If you didn't know, he builds his own cars, of course. Started on the pole of the heat race. You had a good start spot.
Yeah, we had a good draw, and the first 4 laps the car was really, really decent, and then it just started to fade on me, and I had a real hard time getting into one, and I think that's where all them guys were getting us. So it was
struggled a little bit there. I think both these guys got you at the same time. We're not going to pick on you too much,
That's
but
fine.
this is your night, so we'll
Yeah,
it is what it is.
And
then
you are the defending boss champion, right?
this is how it didn't end here, but this made it a little more difficult, I think. There's that's the Brian Sabilo there in that yellow 33. Now, we talked about this a little bit before. I reviewed the tape, and the car in front of Brian did check up a little bit. Brian told me that he went in a little hot. And you were just in a
little hot.
You were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that happens without the wings sometimes.
It does. It takes a little more control, and the whole bad part of it was okay, we faded, we were going to make the show, and at that point it's like I went into 1 or 3 thought I will give them plenty of room because there's no point in us crashing coming to the checker to transfer the show, and it didn't work out. I mean, I guess I should have just
got to be on it all the time. Can't ever hold back.
No, I just thought I thought we were going to use our head and make the show, and it didn't work out.
So your dad made the show out of his heat, and you ended up jumping in his car. I didn't realize that was possible.
That's been the boss rule: is you can car qualifies for the race, you can change drivers. I mean, NASCAR does it. I mean, that's most of the series are that way. If the car qualifies, you can change drivers.
So then you get
I get my points. Yeah.
So it wasn't just A main points. You got whatever points that you accumulated going through the pack, right? I mean, you just didn't get start points or anything?
No,
like
I got finishing points wherever it was at.
Okay, that's another deal that, I mean, you can go both ways. You know, you maybe not like that, maybe like it. But what I do like is that boss deal is trying to keep the racer in mind or traveler in mind. They the open tire rule, the obviously all kinds of panels and all that kind of stuff. Still some innovation in that series.
You're allowed to work on your race car. You don't have to have the cookie cutter that everybody's got and go race.
Right.
You're allowed to use your brain.
And I think they get rewarded with a big car count.
Yeah, the Boss Series is growing, and the non-wing racing is coming back in Ohio. I mean, we had 40 cars at Fremont, and there was 20 down at Wayne, so that's 60 cars in Ohio for a non-wing race on the same night when this is wing country.
Right.
It's coming back. It really is. I mean, and you get all the people that talk about Fremont's the non-wing race is one of the best races of the year, and I think it is. I mean, it's good racing.
I got 2 texts today asking if the 40 car count would bring them back, and
well, they'll be back at the end of the year.
Yeah. We got one show in October, and they get us coming back from. We got rained out last year, but yeah, 2 at Fremont this year again. So yeah, I just enjoy the non-wing racing so much more than I do the wing stuff. It's more affordable, and
Aaron Fry, he's good to work with too, isn't he?
yeah, he is. He's
cool.
approachable. You can talk to him. If you have an issue, he doesn't just go, well, that's the way it is. You don't like it, forget about it. He wants to talk to you and try to keep you happy, and make sure everybody understands what's going on at least. You know, he's got a couple rules that, you know, they only come up every now and again, but he's kept in the same way. But he'll explain to you why he does it that way, and it's his rule, and he sticks to it.
I like that. I like consistency.
Yeah, and
I like consistency.
Yeah, and the thing about it is he talks to you about it. It's not just, oh, that's my rule. If you don't like it, forget it.
There was some talk about going to group qualifying with their deal this year, and he decided to stay with the pill draw.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on that deal there?
Well, when you draw good pills, it's perfect. No, I agree with the pill draw, because especially it works right now for his series the way it's growing, the way it sits, because you don't have 60 followers. You know the car counts on average are between 25 and 30. You know, so pill draws, it's not going to make much of a difference, because the cream in the non-wing racing will always rise to the top, and you can make up for a bad pill draw easier without a wing. If you draw last in the heat race, I mean, you're still going to get mixed up with, you're either going to have good cars in your heat or mediocre cars in your heat, but you still have to be fast. And if you're fast, it doesn't matter. You're going to get there. So
more time to get there with the non-wing car.
Yeah, and the qualifying. I mean, I know there's guys that take the wing off and they just want to try the non-wing thing, and if they draw a good number, they can be a hazard on the pole. But hey, we all have steering wheels and pedals for a reason, and it's our job to get around them. And like I say, anything that happens, you got to take responsibility for the steering wheel that's in your hands.
I was disappointed. I went to the pill draw and he did it for you. I'd rather be able to grab the pill. and then he draws me a 67 out of 75, and then I was really kind of bumming about it.
Yeah.
But
Because
it
you
worked
felt
out.
your touch was going to be so much.
I'm luckier than Aaron is for me, you know.
You're a Packers fan. You are very lucky.
I agree.
Or
I'm
not
lucky
so
we get to
much.
play the Bears twice a year, sometimes 3.
Hopefully 3.
You know, you're going to be on radio edit, you told me, for this deal, but man, I thought it would be way more feisty with this.
The Packers thing?
Green
Well,
Bay
it's not
Packer
football
thing.
season right now. I mean,
Isn't
you
it
get some text
soon?
messages when it gets football season,
I do.
though. I mean,
I do.
mean-
This, no lie, I had to take him off of my Twitter feed because of some of the conversations he had with Packer fans, and I
Did it
don't.
offend you?
Well, I don't know. It didn't really offend me. It kind of offended me more that the Packer fans were kind of going at him like that. Tony and I are good friends. He actually
Yes.
loves the Bears. I'm a Packer owner. That's a shareholder right there. He doesn't own any of his
yeah, but
team.
are you that dedicated?
I am not that dedicated. Definitely not. But we go back and forth in a different kind of way than he does with other Packer fans. I mean,
There's a mutual respect here.
yeah. It gets downright.
Vulgar.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that made me kind of nervous that he was hanging out there with Kim. I just didn't know what stories he was telling.
Well, that's why I said you guys were way too loud in here. We were having too much fun out there.
He said we got to get the guys together out there and put the cameras out there.
Yeah, you guys are talking about you need something for a show. I says you need to do an uncut, unedited.
I thought that when we were out there earlier.
Yeah.
I thought, man, it's too bad we couldn't get everybody on the
And
couch
if
together.
you bring me back for that one, I promise everybody out there I will be unedited, and it will be bad.
Or really, really good. I'm not sure. Well, let's talk about what else you got going on besides the racing deal. You got, you guys obviously build race cars and do a lot of custom fabricating and that sort of stuff.
Yes. Yeah, we still doing motorcycles, building them, a lot of trike frames for people.
I didn't realize you guys were still doing that.
Yeah, that industry's kind of bottomed out, but you get the people that are trying to build their own bikes now, so we supply them with frames, and that works out pretty good. Fixing race cars, I fixed 2 cars today for the sprint cars. I mean, they just, it's race season, so they'll start pouring in, and still building new ones. Just had a guy from New York pick one up a couple weeks ago. And
And you got that little go-kart track out back.
yeah, go-kart track out back is fun. That's
Big D?
Big B.
Big B.
Where'd I
Big
come
B
up with
Speedway.
The Big B Fall
Big
Classic
B.
is one of the greatest races to happen all season long. And if you've never had a chance to get out there, this year I'm assuming it's going to happen around the same time.
Oh yeah, it's usually like end of October-ish.
And
I always
flea
want to go
market
watch,
kind
but
of
it's
time?
freezing.
It's always like the weekend after the flea market.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Go out there and sit in your
Doesn't
car,
matter.
whatever it takes to get out there. Unfortunately, I am on probation this year. I drove for a guy named Mark Sawyer this year. He had a cart put together for me, and I hit every single cart out there,
Mhm.
sometimes twice.
Sometimes
I
twice.
almost,
About 'em?
Tony were you flagging?
Oh no, I wasn't flagging. The guy that works in my race car,
Oh,
Joe
that's right.
Byro, he was flagging,
That's right.
and all of a sudden I wasn't even watching. Out of the corner of my eye, I see him go like this, and I don't know why, pure instinct, I jumped, and he clobbered, took my feet out, and I landed right on top of him.
It was a little rough. It kind of tends to get a little rough sometimes.
The racing or the track?
Yes, and well, that's why I'm on probation. The tie rod end broke coming out of the corner. I might have been leading or second in the heat somewhere else, and I went and turned the wheel, go down to the corner, and was coming out of 2, and it broke, and it bounced, and it went straight for the flagman and straight for Tony, and he jumps up in the air and he lands in my lap. Darn near killed the promoter on my first try there. That was the first time I ran that race. And then in the feature, I ran over everybody. Mike Birkin was there, and Clay Kirchenbauer won it the year before.
Yeah.
I ran them all over, and one guy he wouldn't even talk to me after it was over.
And it's just go-karts.
Yeah, but
See, that's why I only have like 1 or 2 serious races a year. Because you've been over there when we just do it for fun.
right.
We're up against the cushion and just slide jobs and knocking each other in the cornfield, just having fun, and that's more fun than anything.
Yeah.
But
There was what 14 or 15 carts out there?
14 this year.
Yeah,
That was
and
pretty
that's-
cool.
Yeah, it was. They run it like a regular race. You run.
We
3 races.
qualified.
Right, we qualified and everything. One
Yeah.
car at a time.
One car at a
I
time.
like the one car
He's
at a
a
time.
fan of the one car at a
I know.
time. You know?
We
That was
hear
good.
about it.
They even do that in the small
They don't
scale.
even mention it out there, and I don't even know if they know you out there.
What's that?
That you're not a fan of the group
Oh,
qualified.
yeah. I try not to say too much about it, but
We keep it on the down low, every once in a while.
that's why I'm going back to Attica this weekend if it's not raining. But
I heard about that. You might need bail money if something gets changed.
yeah, we'll see. We'll
It
see how
has gotten
goes.
better. I don't know about Attica because I don't go to. Fremant's going a little bit smoother. It's the first night I went home and I was like, I hate it. You got to do away with it. I hate it. It's horrible. As
Well,
a
if the
fan,
Big B goes
it's,
to it, well, I won't be there.
it's horrible.
Actually, somebody, my car owner actually just put up a picture of that cart I was in and said he was still pulling corn stalks out. Because at one point I went off the backstretch and was in the cornfield. I bounced off of somebody.
You just totally confused me there when you said car owner. You're talking about your car.
Cart owner. I'm
Cart
Cart
owner.
I thought you said car owner. And
Yeah.
Same difference. That's actually growing that whole. I don't really want to call it a fun cart because they are race carts.
They're actually race cars, but yeah.
But there's 3 or 4 tracks in the area now that guys are buying go karts and.
called the Backyard Series.
What's the motor that they put on? Explain.
Oh,
what the motor is.
we go to Harbor Freight and get their Predators. They're just like the clone motors, the 212 cc's, whatever they are.
It's like a Honda motor, right?
Yeah, it's an overhead valve motor, Honda copy, and you pull the governor off and all that good stuff, and you pay like what? If you get them on special, you get them for $100, but you buy the $15 warranty because you run it all year, blow it up, and take it back in a box and go, I want a new one.
Isn't that amazing for that much money? And they're fast.
And just to go have fun.
It is quite a bit of motor. Yep.
Yeah, that's what people have tried to say. Hey, make your track bigger so we can get bigger motors and go faster. I'm like, we're turning this thing in 7 seconds. It's fast enough.
Yeah.
It's because the action's fast. It makes you sharp on the wheel. You're pulling slide jobs and making things happen fast.
And between his place and then Clay Kirchenbauer's got a track, Tornado Motor Speedway.
Tornado Motor Speedway. That's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, it is different at both ends. That's Clay will be happy that he's getting some mention on that. Yeah.
So
It's
does
a
your
good
mom
time.
and John get out there and go kart and hang out with you guys?
They watch.
Because y'all live at the same place.
Yeah.
In the same area right there.
Yep. We all live at the building there. I got the apartment upstairs, but they get out and they hang out. Dad, I call Dad Earl because he's always the one on the tractor cutting it and doing the track maintenance usually. So he prepares the track most of the time, and he'll water it and get it ready for us, and then he'll just let us have fun. I think mom's sold hot dogs a couple times.
Has she?
Yeah, they were free.
Pam's always been around though. Pam's she's just always.
She's always there. Yeah,
she's been always a big supporter.
Her
of
support.
what you guys do. And
Yeah, her support, her sacrifices she's made through her whole life is amazing.
I don't know that I've ever seen your dad somewhat. My brother and I used to play the Johnny Beaver game. My kids played. We had our big wheels and we were playing Johnny Beaver because your dad was younger when my dad was racing. So
Yep.
I remember him coming around, and Pam's always been there supporting.
Dad won't go anywhere without her. He just don't. He doesn't have to. Mom's been right at his side the entire time. It's amazing.
And you got kids now.
Yeah.
They're getting older.
Yep, my boy is 15. Alex, I think he's gonna be a military man. That's what's crazy. He gets on the go-kart. He hates racing. He wants me to quit. He thinks it's stupid. He's like, "You're gonna get killed. You're dumb. Whatever. Racing's stupid."
Part of that, I believe. But anyway.
What, that I'm stupid? Yeah, I believe that too. But he'll get out in the go-kart and he'll pull the slide jobs. He'll drive right back by you. He's got great control,
It's
but
family talent.
he just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It amazes me. He's very good at it, but he just don't want to do it. But he's got other interests, and that's fine. It takes different people to make the world go around. So
kind of played around for a minute, didn't he?
Yeah.
With racing, and then.
yeah, he raced for a few years. He was actually really good. He won some features his first year in the car, and I thought he was gonna be really good at it, but he just got burnt out. He had a season where all he did was crash and crash and crash. Not his fault.
It'll suck the life right out of you.
Oh, it did. It just sucked the life right out of
It
me.
stops being fun. Then.
And he said, "This ain't for me.
I haven't
This ain't
seen
for
Mike
me."
in forever. Is he in the area?
Yeah, he lives in town. I just seen him today.
I've not seen him forever.
Yeah, he's married and lives in town. And he's doing awful really well. He works at Wrexham here in Fremont.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Then my daughter, she just had her birthday. She just turned 11. I thought she was going to be the racer, but she's kind of backed off a little bit. We got her a quarter midget, and she wanted to drive it, but then she crashed one time, and I don't know if she liked it after that. No.
Didn't she crash on the original Big B Speedway?
The original Big B, actually her first time ever in the quarter midget.
Ah.
Well, not first time, first day. We got her out in it. She was, turning some laps. Had the idle turned up a little bit because she was a little timid on the gas because she was only 4 years old.
So make her go faster.
Yeah.
No. Well, but we're teaching her car control. Where's the kill switch shut off? Which is the gas? Which is the brake? And she's got it all down. And so she gets in it to show off again. Where's the gas? She hits it. Where's the brake? She hits it. Well, we didn't realize it, but the throttle when she hit it stuck on a body panel.
Oh no.
And you push start those. You don't pull start. So take off pushing, and it took off wide open, and it was Wile E. Coyote. You know how they go, and and just disappear, that was it, right in the ditch. She disappeared right in the ditch.
That's a
And
big deep dish there too.
that's why we moved the track, because
Right.
people were scared to come over because they didn't want their kids coming over right by the ditch, because it got pretty gnarly where we had the berm built up where we were actually hanging right rears of the go-karts over the ditch. You were looking down the ditch as you were racing, and that was when the one and only rule got implied at Big B Speedways. You have to have brakes, because the one day fired up my go-kart, it didn't have brakes on it because you don't need brakes on go-karts. Well, about the second lap, left rear tire went flat and it didn't turn. So I'm like, brakes. Hit a hay bale upside down in the ditch. So well, we're moving the racetrack. So Big B got relocated.
I actually got to run on that one first time I came out there. I got to run your dad's car, which was really cool. I took Johnny Beaver's helmet. I put Johnny Beaver's helmet on my head and ran Johnny Beaver's go-kart. I'm a fan, and that was really cool. I got to race with Tony, and Fuzz Lyons was out there that day. I think.
Fuzzy was out there.
Maybe was Joe Loggery out there?
Yep, Joe was
I
out
think
there.
Joe was out there.
Yeah, that was the very first ever fall classic. Because you brought your car over on a trailer.
You're right, I did.
That was the very first ever fall classic we had 4 go-karts.
Well, I had to leave that day.
Yeah.
Remember? I had to leave early, so I didn't get to run it. He told me I was going to win the celebrity division too if I had stayed.
Yeah, you would have won the celebrity division, but
Man, I
you-
didn't. All right.
I see.
Your daughter won that.
Well, we divided up into like 8 classes.
Oh,
and everybody won a class.
Oh, okay. I could have been a winner. Oh, well.
Could have.
Could have been. You could have had a victory at Big B Speedway. The old one, now the defunct. It's no longer there.
But I did get to race on it. So
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. So what was Caleb in here calling me an old man? Is that what this is all about?
He was guessing.
Guessing.
He was
Yeah, because we were talking about and you know, well, I'm sitting out there, you know, listening. When you're talking, I get a text message, "Hey, old man." I'm like, okay. So I had to give him some. That's why I had to come and give him some crap.
I wasn't real sure where he was going with it because like I said, you're a Gibsonburg graduate, so I knew real close to where you had graduated.
Yeah.
And he said what age you thought you were. I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
36?
I like Caleb. I about smacked him.
he knew that.
Just needed the camera on that.
I'm telling you, you got the camera in the wrong room. There's some
We
good
set
stuff
this
going
up
on
so
right
that
there.
it would be comfortable in here, so when we're talking like this, so that we could
Yeah,
have
you
good
didn't have to
conversation.
come for the job interview portion of the last lap.
Yeah, when we had
we
the bench
first
here.
started.
I don't know if you saw that. We had a bar here.
It was like pulling teeth.
But this is way better. But it's still better out there. No matter what we do, it's still better out there.
Well, see, what you ought to do is set cameras up in here, out there, and then you can have her picking which one to watch, and man, be like Big Brother.
That's a good point.
I love
Yeah.
that show.
But not tell anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, have what's that red light?
Right, till you put it on the internet, and then, well, nobody would watch it.
That's how it always is though when it's impromptu, like after the races and after everybody's picked up their checks and done their complaining.
I think you're
that
right,
kind
though.
of
We need
stuff.
to have more people in here. Maybe we should
Oh
do
yeah,
2
do
guests at a
a
time.
round table type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because when we got...
because me and Caleb could have got to arguing and fighting
Right.
because he called me an old man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he said, I know, because I'm old too, so... I'm still
You're
in
old
my
too?
30s. Right? That's
You
fine.
know, that's the thing. You know, when you were 15, somebody pushing 40 was getting old.
Yeah.
Now look at us. We're pushing 40. It's like I still feel like I still act like I'm 15. So
Yeah, no, I
Still
agree.
feel it? Because I do.
most days now, like after Eldora last year, I didn't feel like I was 15.
No.
I can tell that my body's been through enough. But no, I still act like I'm 15. Still feel like I'm 15. The crazy part is, talking about football, I'll watch the professional football games and think those guys are older than me.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's like look at these men. They're older than me. It's like, wait a minute.
Not even
Yeah, they're
Stop for a
23
second.
years old.
Stop for a second. Yeah. I still feel like a kid.
It's not all bad.
I don't know. You lost a lot of weight here lately. Or, not
Last
too
year.
long ago.
Last year, I know I seen him in town and I was like, what the heck?
Did we just go dark there?
We did, sorry.
Are we still on? We got the rookie
She's
button
good.
pusher.
She must be getting bored. She's over there playing with buttons and...
So you weren't sick? Because there were
No,
people
no.
that thought you were sick. What
No.
happened? We don't like to talk too much about the workout thing and all that stuff. But what was the deal? Were you getting beat on a go kart because you weighed too much?
No, actually, this was the God's honest truth is, I got a new supply of work pants given to me, and so my work pants fit. And as much as during the summers I worked, I was never in my good clothes. I never put on jeans to go out and do nothing. I was always in that or a pair of shorts, flex shorts, stretchy shorts, whatever. It was just, always that. Then all of a sudden, the day after Thanksgiving, went to go Christmas shopping and stuff, and I went to grab my favorite jeans and I put them on and I couldn't button them. And I went, you gotta be kidding me. And I went and weighed myself, and I went, wow.
Pushing 40, that's what happens.
Where'd that come from?
I'm like, because I didn't notice I was gaining all this weight because I was just the pants that my work pants were fitting. I just
Your wife didn't tell you, or anything?
Nobody told me nothing. Nobody said, "Hey, Bieber, you're getting fat." So nobody did, and I stepped on a scale and I went, "I'm not just gonna go buy bigger clothes. Something's got to change." So I just diet. I don't want to say I was skimping diet like all veggies and stuff. Just portion control, and I did cut out pop and chocolates and cupcakes and all that stuff. And I got on the P90X program and just busted my butt and
still fit tacos in there though, right?
Absolutely, tacos and Chipotle, the best restaurant ever. Oh yeah, you like Chipotle too? Oh, it's the best. So I mean, and I do have to warn everybody: the prices at Beaverville are going to hike because Chipotle's going to go up in price. So I got to start adding 50 cents to everybody's bill.
Well, I think they're bringing one to Fremont.
I hope so. I keep hearing that.
It's a mean joke if they don't.
It's a mean joke if they don't. But see, I've heard that from a couple people, and I've got on Twitter and I went to Chipotle. Are you guys putting one in Fremont? And they go, no. The rumor mill is sick right now. It's sorry about that, but no, there's not one coming to Fremont. So I don't know.
So there's a scoop for you on the Last Lap Live.
I don't know, but well, that was about a month ago. The last one I heard when they told me no. Maybe it's changed since I'm crossed my fingers, but
I was kind of hoping for something different.
Yeah, I mean, if
Bring
that's just
another
it.
wing place, another sub place.
But if Chipotle comes to Fremont, I might put that 50 pounds back on.
Do you feel better in a race car?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that it had to help us last year at Eldora being physically fit to take that ride and be able to get in another race car and go drive. And
yeah, I don't know if you know that. It was coming down for the championship for the Boss Series.
Yeah.
Last race, Eldora. So, did you crash in a heat race?
Hot laps.
Hot laps. Crashed in hot laps. Destroyed the car. Put quite a kink in that roll cage too.
Yeah, the cage got twisted 4.5 inches. Yeah.
Yeah, that's getting pretty close to your head.
Yeah, I didn't really. I didn't tell a whole lot of people, but yeah, I wasn't really seeing real good, and I had a pretty good concussion. 8 weeks of headaches, and they finally quit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And yet got back into your dad's car.
Yep.
Went back out, made a show.
Yep.
And where'd you end up in the feature?
15th, 16th, or 17th, something like that. But I knew the 3 guys that we were racing for points, and once we had that all covered, it was like, just don't stuff this one in the fence.
Yeah. So that was your second championship, right?
Yes.
You won one at Lawrenceburg.
Lawrenceburg in 06.
06. That's been
Been
a
a while.
A while ago.
Yep.
You still have that car, right, in the shop?
Well, actually, I said brand new race car. The frame is used. Everything else on that's pretty new. But the car I brought out this year is actually the 06 Lawrenceburg car with a couple modifications made to it.
Oh, okay.
So it's
a couple modifications.
Yeah, a couple modifications made to
right.
it. More knobs and adjusters and stuff like that.
How many you got in there?
I only had 3 adjusters in the cockpit.
How much of that do you do during the race?
Well, back in 06, I got to where I was grabbing the right front stop adjuster during green flag and running it, and the tie down on the shock, and the left rear stop adjuster. Oh yeah.
Can't imagine that. He got beat on Saturday by a car that had the wing adjuster duct taped to the cage. Just throwing that out there.
Hey, Fremont's one of those racetracks. It's kind of an equalizer.
Yeah,
it's a tricky racetrack. You've got to be able to race there, and if you're good at Fremont, you can get around that place with or without a win on.
Are you a fan of it now? I'm just throw that out there because there was a time when he'd have to be on radio edit to talk about Fremont. See how that?
I have a love-hate relationship with
I
Fremont.
think a lot of people do.
I mean, I like racing there, but I have such horrible luck there that I hate going there. I hate going there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been there for what? That's what I said. The first 3 races of the season for me were Fremont. The track, it's not supposed to be my friend, and it's been fun. I've been enjoying it, but yeah, I'm ready to go some other places already.
But yeah, unfortunately, you got upside down there a couple weeks ago in the wing car too.
I'm on a bad stretch right now.
That was totally not your fault at all either. There.
No, just wrong place, wrong time. But I'm on a bad stretch right now. The 3 out of the last 4 races I've attempted, it's been upside down.
So now you go to Wayne County next week.
Yeah.
So hopefully your luck will change.
Well, I got to add it up. The 8 seasons prior to that, I wasn't upside down 3 times total.
Oh wow.
So, but they say it comes in 3s, right? So it's better be done.
I've always heard
better be
that.
done. So.
Well, let's hope so. Anything else you want to throw out there while we got you on the show?
Go Bears.
No.
Beat the Packers.
Not gonna let
Can
you
we
say
put? Can we put that out there?
Not gonna let you say that. We're gonna edit that out. That won't be on the show. It's your turn.
What do we got to do here?
This is the having a ball with art feature that everybody loves so much. You got to put that on your head like this, and then you got to draw a picture of your race car, which is gonna be pretty easy. Yours is basically a square, and then put some circles on it with all them panels you got on it. And
does this have to be radio edited?
well, we had Brian Sabito put that Dussel is overrated on his. We're trying keeping it.
That was his. That was it.
Oh boy.
He did a good job writing it
He
there on
did.
his head. We try to have race cars. I mean, Mark Keegan did it. Jim Linder did it. Joe Keegan did it. You know, we had, our legends did it.
A race car.
A race car. Draw a sprint car that you drive. Put the 3T on it.
This
and,
is gonna be bad.
You can do
Wait,
it.
no, I'm just trying to figure out which end is the front.
It's a time deal too. You only got like a minute. So
I only got a minute. Where do
He
I go?
always says that. I don't
go.
know that.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever used the.
I do that just in case. We don't want you to sit there and draw it with shadowing and all that kind of stuff. But now, can you talk and draw at the same time?
Sure, why not? I have no clue what this is going to look like, but
it's going to look like a sprint car. So we're going for ice cream afterwards. You going to come with us?
Where are we going to ice cream at?
Well, Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen. I'm not putting wings on this, so I might be done.
You might be. Well, hey, if you're done, show it. Let's see what it looks like.
Are you done?
Hey, look, you put the headers on it. Though.
I got the headers on it.
all right.
That's not
There you
all
go.
horrible.
It's not bad. Autograph
No,
that
not
for
a
me.
bit.
It's Tony.
Why what?
Exactly. Write your name on there. Thanks for watching the show. I don't think. Did you want to talk anything about what's coming up here at Fremont Speedway?
No, I did want to give a shout out to Scott Barman.
Okay.
Scott just found out he's going to have some surgery and going to be off for a little bit. So I'm going to wish him a really quick, speedy recovery. He really wants to be back for the June 7th
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
race. He's really
Sure. We'll
looking
wheel him
forward
out there
to
in a
it.
wheelchair.
So I
We
told
have
him
to.
one way or another we'd make sure we get him there. So
What we got coming up this weekend?
Bauman Night. Then
Bauman Night.
we'll run the King of the Hill.
All right, all three divisions, King of the Hill, or
I'm thinking the 305s.
305s?
Yeah, and
I
I might
missed
be,
that one.
be
Yeah.
speaking
Not
out
on
turn.
305 this weekend.
Got Wayne County Saturday.
Looking
that's
for
right.
a big car count. Wayne County isn't racing 410s. Atomic
that's
is
awesome.
not racing 410s. So maybe we'll get some of those guys to come up here. And
Good. With the 305s in the trucks, it'll be a
Yeah.
good show.
Tony, I want to wish you luck at Wayne County. Don't get upside down.
Thank you. That's going to be the number one goal of the night. Is just don't get it upside down. But if it happens, it happens.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Thanks for being.
Yeah. Okay, Packers fan.
Thanks for being nice
Thank you.
on the air. I know it was a way more entertaining show out there, so we got to work on that. But
They need to have an uncut, unedited show, and it'll be bad.
follow Tony on Twitter at BearsFanBieber.
At Bears fan Bieber.
Always an
And we
entertaining
did
time.
announce Matt Foose is wrong. It's Matt_Foose2. Lindsay has
Matt
some
underscore.
dyslexia
You know when you
issues.
said that though, he said yes.
He did. He did.
So it's
In
Matt
my
underscore.
head, it was Matt underscore Foose too, but
She has some
Okay.
dyslexic issues.
Matt underscore Foose too.
Yeah, he tweeted.
Okay.
So
Good, he's on
we
that.
got it up there right.
All right, and mine is the Brian Smith. If
Are
anybody,
you
if
the
anybody
Brian
cares
Smith
that.
or
I'm
just
just Brian
Brian
You know
Smith?
why I'm the Brian Smith?
Why is that?
Because Brian Smith was taken, so instead of being
Go
Brian
figure.
Smith 1239 whatever, that's what I had to be. He follows me on Twitter as he does on the racetrack. Thanks for watching the show. This has been the Last Lap Live. Go Packers, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m.